salute, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We did, Coach. Thank you. At this point in time, we would like to do the April Scott County Schools Volunteers of the Month. As always, we're very appreciative of the time that you give for our students of Scott County Schools. Coach, we only have two this month. First from Huntsville Elementary, Mr. Darrell West. And from Winfield Elementary, Bill Happy. Coach, that's all we have for our presentation of the month.
Okay, open for the public forum. Mr. Stringer?
Give me a few minutes?
Yes.
All right. I'm back again. We're continuing at Huntsville. We're determined to try to do what we can to get some money for our school. With all due respect, I hope you don't mind us continuing to fight for that. We're going to do that. I'm here tonight to ask for a couple things that Bill Hall can help us with. First one, I have two dreams. One is I want the Jets to win the Super Bowl before I die. And Bill can help me if we get me that Green Bay quarterback we're trying to get. The second dream is to see a new playroom over at Huntsville. And Bill can help me with that too. But I just want to say to you, I want to make a request tonight. We've been put on 5-year lists and we've been put on this and that. My request tonight is, and these numbers may be a little off. They are, I apologize, you know your numbers, but the principle of it is, if you got about 4.85 in reserve, and I understand you got $1 million for buses you have to have, and probably a couple $100,000 for a roof, that put you down to 365. If you were to build a playroom, you'd be at 315. You're still way above the 700,000, 3% required by the state. And in light of how over these years since '94, Huntsville's had $0. I know you want to hold on to your reserve money, but I'm going to ask if you all would consider using that and building our building and getting that behind us. I'm going to ask that. Now, you can decide to do it or not, but I want to make that request. And if you don't want to do that, then maybe you can help me just explain to the people why Huntsville continues to get $0, and we think we deserve it, and we'll be coming back. And I just appreciate your taking the time to listen to me. I'm not trying to be grouchy, but we want something for Huntsville. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes, I will. Mr. Stringer, first of all, thank you. Thank you for everyone for coming up here to support Huntsville Elementary School. And I'll speak for the board. I know everyone here wants to be supportive of the Huntsville Elementary School. We've met on this, we've talked with this. I didn't meet with our county commission budget committee today. I did ask the county commission to fund this project. Number one, I feel like it's important that our county commission, when it comes to building buildings, that's part of the county that they should do. And I think any of these board members will say the same as when they go to their training, that's one of the things that they're told is when it comes to building buildings at that point in time. Now, I will say this, and first of all, does anybody have a question or something that you want to ask, or anything else?
If the county commission does not help us, then what will our plans be?
If the county commission does not help us, then I'm going to come to this board and ask that we go ahead and move with this project.
Yes.
That'll be my recommendation.
Yes.
Okay.
Fair enough. We appreciate that.
Now, we're going to look at some options, what we can and can't do, but we're going to go ahead and try to be committed.
But Bill, that's something that can happen this year, right?
We're going to get on as soon as we can, as soon as we know, as soon as we get an answer from them, okay? It won't be delayed 6 or 8 months. If this board's good with it, now, it's all going to depend on what they're going to vote and how they vote upon my recommendations, but if we get started, it'll try to be as soon as possible.
If I could just say, my worry, and this is directed at myself for waiting so long this year to bring this forward, but the commission is not gonna have a budget until the middle of May.
Till
So
May,
we
yeah.
can't meet back with you till June, then we have to get an architect, and we have 400 some kids with no place for PE.
Mhm.
That thing
Understand.
has to be torn down, the concrete pad.
Know that.
So, I mean, you see, when I
Well,
say.
let me tell you what we'd have to do at that point in time. We'd have to get my two principals to work together on this thing, to get a schedule where they have to just get the PE done that way. Okay?
That- or however many
Absolutely,
weeks that's-
it'd have to be. Okay? That'd be.
But we'll make progress.
We're gonna try to make progress with it. As long as this board's committed,
Thank you.
we'll go.
I have a question as a concerned parent.
Yes.
And as a sub that has subbed at Huntsville Elementary a few times. My concern is not only the playroom, but the security of the playroom. Because when the classes are coming out and going to the playroom, there's been too many shootings and too many crazy people in the world that our kids are left unsecure. If they have to go to the bathroom, someone has to let them in and out. And a lot of times that door gets propped and anybody could get in. What safety measures are we taking?
That would be something we have to look with the architect as we start on the design of this, see what could be, couldn't be done.
Okay, what safety measures are we taking now to keep the children safe?
Well, right now, I guess that's it's right in place, what they're doing right now. I know there's a safety plan there for the school. Probably want to get with my principal to see, I can speak for Scott High School because we got lit up on the fire marshal. We just recently, because there's anything been written up over in Huntsville Elementary School with safety from the fire marshal at that point. We had to put a panic gate up. Now, it doesn't help the fact of, if somebody gets, and I'm not gonna talk about safety plans on here because I just don't need to be one on public view, okay?
Okay.
But I know we had to put some gates and stuff up at Scott High School. Had to be done on that point.
Well, let me ask you this.
Yes.
If it was your child, Mr. Hall,
Yes,
and they had to walk over there and some guy come out of nowhere and snatched your child.
yeah. I understand, sir. I know. I'm
But
ready to fight.
it's an open hallway to a
Yeah.
door where they have to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, I understand that. We know that.
You know,
Yeah.
See where I'm coming from?
Absolutely do, absolutely. We've done that since the building's been in place. So,
Isn't it a policy that we cannot, and when there's a detached building, we cannot?
cannot add to, yeah.
And that's a law.
So if it'll be something we'll have to do, like I said, see what we can do from an architect, and see what we can do to make it safer.
Well, is it possible where the hallway is, where the gym comes out, the hallway, can that be like a secured fence?
That's what he was.
Yeah.
Is that
That's what we did
possible,
at Scott High
something
School.
that?
We did that at Scott High School.
The new playroom would have bathrooms, correct?
Yes.
So that would alleviate a lot of.
Alleviate
a lot of
those
that.
problems.
Okay.
Yeah, but I know what you're talking with, it's the same thing at Scott High School.
Right.
Like I said, I don't want to talk safety plans,
Yeah, exactly.
because I'm on a public thing here.
Right.
But I know we have, every school has their own safety plan, and they work diligently to make sure. Okay?
So can we, as long as we're on the agenda for the meeting in June,
We have a public open forum, okay?
Okay.
This is an open forum that you have that you can come and address. Okay? Hopefully I'll know something, May, and we know, then I'll get with the board and we'll try to get things going. Like I said, I'll get with my budget person and we'll look. We'll maybe present the board some plans and we'll see from there. Okay? But I'll tell you, we'll try to move forward with this. I like you guys, we put a lot of thought, a lot of prayer into it. And believe me, it's long overdue. We understand that, we know that.
We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any principals have anything to bring to the board?
Thank you for being here.
Yes. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for fighting for kids.
Mr. Chairman, real quick, I just want to wish Mr. Rusty West and his wife, Miss Loretta, a happy retirement. Today was Loretta's last day, and Rusty will be gone Monday. And they put their heart and soul in Scott High for a long, long time, and they're much appreciated. And while we're here at public forum, I want to say it out loud. So I wish them a happy retirement.
Ditto.
May I say something to you? Oh, Miss Kim has to leave, so I just want to say we were very proud of you. She competed with over 800 people in Tennessee for volunteer.
8,000.
8,000. I thought they told me I made a mistake on the zeros. I'm sorry. 8,000. Let me correct myself. And she was number 3.
She need to go now?
No, 20 minutes. I want to say
She
5
good.
o'clock.
All right, Mr. Hall?
Yes, first of all, I would like to, again, thank you guys for being here tonight. Secondly, I want to remind everyone that TCAP, and of course, test starts Monday. Reminder to parents, get those kids fed good in the morning. If you don't get them at home, make sure they eat breakfast at school. Come ready to go. It's a, TCAP, then of course, is about a 3-week process. So it's not an easy thing, but we look forward to, and we'll get it done and seeing the success we're gonna have this year. Scott High School graduation, Saturday, May 13th, 10 a.m., is that correct?
That's right.
And I'll give a list of the next work session of all the graduations for all the schools. I know Mr. Shoemaker said last day was sports physicals, beginning on May 10th. Scott High School, Winfield Elementary School, and Birchville Elementary School will be on Wednesday, May 10th. Friday, May 12th will be Fairview, Robbins Elementary School, and Huntsville Middle School. Guys, I know Ms. Kim's gonna go, so that's all I have. Unless y'all have questions for me. Okay.
Brings us to item 7. In accordance with Board Policy Number 1.403, the Scott County Board of Education should adopt an agenda for all items to be acted upon during the regular monthly meeting of April 13th, 2023. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? If not, vote on roll call.
Ms. Terry?
Aye.
Ms. Sharp?
Aye.
Ms. Kidd?
Aye.
Ms. King?
Aye.
Mr. Stanley?
Aye.
Dr. Murphy?
Aye.
Item 8, in accordance with the Scott County Board of Education Policy Number 4.403, the Board of Education may include routine and non-controversial items on a consent agenda, which may be adopted by a single vote without discussion. Any item on the consent agenda may be removed and placed on the regular agenda for further consideration at the request of any board member. We need to approve the minutes of March 2023 minutes and approve February 2023 bills and financial report. Do I have a motion?
I make the motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Let's vote on roll call.
Ms. Kidd?
Aye.
Ms. King?
Aye.
Mr. Stanley?
Aye.
Dr. Murphy?
Aye.
Ms. Terry?
Aye.
Ms. Sharp?
Aye.
Brings us to item 9A. Board approval is needed for out-of-state overnight school trips. The following trips are coming up: attendance supervisor to the attendance conference in Franklin, Tennessee, April 12th to the 14th, 2023. Attendance supervisor attendance education conference, April 26th to the 28th, 2023, in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. CTE director, CTE spring meeting, April 25th, 27th, 2023 in Sevierville, Tennessee. CTE director and Scott High staff, the Institute for CTE Educators, July 10th to the 14th, 2023 in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Special education staff, non-traditional and alternative educational summit in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, April 26th, 28th, 2023. Food service and the central office annual nutritional conference, July 8th to the 12th, 2023 in Denver, Colorado. Robbins Elementary Beta Club, May 8th and 10th, 2023 in Nashville. Winfield Elementary Beta Club, May 8th, 2023, Division 4. May I have a motion?
Motion. Second.
Any discussion? Vote on roll call.
Ms. Terry?
Aye.
Ms. King?
Aye.
Mr. Stanley?
Aye.
Dr. Murphy?
Aye.
Ms. Sharp?
Aye.
Ms. Kidd?
Aye.
Brings us to item 9B. In pursuant to board policy number 2.201, The Scott County Board of Education needs to approve budget amendments to make the line item transfers needed to balance the budget. This action will allow funds to be applied to areas of the budget that lack sufficient funds to complete the school year. General Purpose Amendment number 6, Federal Amendment number 9, CTE Amendment number 3.
Motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Vote on roll call.
Dr. Murphy?
Aye.
Ms. Kidd?
Aye.
Ms. Sharp?
Aye.
Ms. Terry?
Aye.
Mr. Stanley?
Aye.
Ms. King?
Item 9C, approval is needed to continue the membership and pay the dues for Tennessee School Board Association and the TSBA online board policies. Tennessee TSB membership dues in the amount of $5,711. May I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Vote on roll call.
Ms. King?
Aye.
Ms. Terry?
Aye.
Ms. Sharp?
Aye.
Ms. Kidd?
Aye.
Mr. Stanley?
Aye.
Dr. Murphy?
Aye.
Okay, item 9D, approval is needed by the board to amend board policies as recommended by the TSBA. First reading, policy number 1.106, Code of Ethics. Policy 1.107, board member conflict of interest.
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Vote on roll call.
Ms. Sharp?
Aye.
Ms. Kidd?
Aye.
Ms. King?
Aye.
Mr. Stanley?
Aye.
Dr. Murphy?
Aye.
Ms. Terry?
Aye.
Okay, brings us to 9E. Approval is needed to purchase equipment for the new wrestling program. We need to purchase wrestling mats and equipment for the Scott High School. Any discussion?
Make a motion.
Is there an amount on that? Do we have a?
Not going to exceed 13,000, Tony told me. He's still looking on the price of some mats. We got the mats will run about 7,000.
Do you know about how many students we got?
Right now, I think we've got about 40 that has
Is that male and
taken interest.
female?
No, it's mostly male. There has been some females also too. Mostly male.
Excuse me, Angie, I think.
If we get a second on that.
No, we didn't have a second.
Okay. Any discussion? Vote on roll call.
Ms. King?
Aye.
Ms. Terry?
Aye.
Ms. Sharp?
Aye.
Ms. Kidd?
Aye.
Mr. Stanley?
Aye.
Dr. Murphy?
Aye.
Brings us to 9F. In accordance with Scott County Board of Education Policy number 2.806 concerning bids and quotations, all purchases of supplies, materials, equipment, and contractual services in excess of $10,000 shall be based on competitive bids. And request that the Scott County Finance Director bid for heavy equipment simulator for Scott High School. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion?
Bill, that's 25.
Yes.
Vote on roll call.
So that needs to be changed?
Yes, I'll just make sure.
That was state, right?
Yes. Yes. Ready. Ms. Sharp?
Aye.
Ms. Kidd?
Aye.
Ms. Abbott?
I know.
She's on here. Ms. Kidd?
It's on there.
It is Miss Abbott.
Mr. Stanley? Dr. Murphy?
Mark their heads.
Ms. Sharp?
Barker Abbott. She don't know.
Do we need to call her?
Yeah, we do.
No, we didn't get a vote. Okay, brings us to 9G.
She's on the next one too.
Yeah, she is.
I got it.
Bids were opened at the Finance Committee meeting and referred to the board for their consideration. To accept the bid for Scott High's mechanical room roof. Any discussion? Do I have a motion?
I make a motion, even though I'm not on there.
Do I have a second? Mr. Chairman?
Here's the bid on
Explain
it.
that.
What's the bid?
What's the bid?
Say again, sir?
The bid?
For the bid, what
Yes.
was the number?
Yes.
Hold on a second. I think it's 74,000.
It's a little theater that's weekend long project.
It's over the mechanical room that houses all of the HVAC equipment. And a lot of that equipment is being replaced right now. New boilers, all of the computer controls, the hot water heaters, blower houses. And that room sits just above the commons area as well,
That
so the
should take care of
cafeteria.
it.
Say again,
So
sir?
I should take care of it.
It will, yes,
Okay.
sir. It will.
Any other discussion? If not, vote on roll call.
Who's second?
Who did a motion on that?
Angie.
Nobody seconded it
I'll
yet.
second it.
Any discussion? Vote on roll call.
Ms. King?
Aye.
Ms. Terry?
Aye.
Ms. Sharp?
Aye.
Ms. Kidd?
Aye.
Mr. Stanley?
Aye.
Dr. Murphy?
Aye.
And brings us up to 9H, adjournment. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Okay, Ms. Terry, you have anything?
No.
Ms. Sharp?
Not from me.
No,
Ms.
I
Kim?
do not.
Good.
So, we're all good then. Vote on roll call.
Ms. Terry? Ms. Kidd?
Aye.
Aye.
Ms. Sharp?
Aye.
Ms. King?
Aye.
Mr. Stanley?
Aye.
Dr. Murphy?
Aye. Hey, I didn't mean for you to have to run.